With 1917, director Sam Mendes and cinematographer Roger Deakins created a World War I film that is technically astounding.
They have no idea what they're in for.
On this IMDbrief, we will explore how the duo made 1917 look like one epic shot, even though it was composed of several. This movie marks the fourth collaboration between the filmmakers after 3 previous team-ups: Jarhead, Revolutionary Road, and Skyfall. But according to Mendes, 1917 was a unique filming experience.
This was different from anything we've ever done before because, of course, it was one shot. And so it required us to develop a style that was very particular for this movie.
And the development of that style started early. While writing the script with Christy Wilson Cairns, Sam wrote, "Designed to be one shot" on its first page. The intent of the approach was to connect the audience to the 2 lead characters, Lance Corporals Blake and Schofield, in a very particular way.
The one-shot technique allows you, I think, to live with them and breathe every breath.
During the writing process, Mendes began talking with Deakins about the idea and how they would bring it to life. 2 things were clear. It would take an immense amount of planning, and rehearsals would be key.
We need to keep moving! Come on!
After casting their leads, they began a 6-month-long rehearsal process that involved the team immersing themselves in the set's open fields, where they spent time walking each scene out step by painstaking step.
We dug over a mile of trenches, but we only did that once we knew exactly where they would be at every given moment.
In pre-production, Sam and Roger mapped out the character paths of each scene, the moments of actions, and the camera movements with different colored stakes. This allowed them to craft an additional script.
We also gave out a second script, which was made up entirely of maps and diagrams of where the characters moved and drew in exactly where the camera would be moving at any given moment on what rig it would be on.
To achieve these long and incredibly technical takes when they began filming, the team utilized various forms of technology, equipment, techniques, and vehicles. For example, one 8-minute long take could begin with the camera operators moving on foot. Then they would attach the camera to a wire that would carry it over a long and open field, after which it would be unhooked and carried by a camera operator who would jump on a small Jeep to travel several hundred yards, only to step off the vehicle and follow the actors into a narrow space.
But the camera needed to always feel that it was the same shot, the same style, not different styles.
To achieve this effect, they had to hide the cuts using editing techniques and tricky camera movements. There are moments when the camera goes behind a rock, through the water, or even an instance where a character is knocked out. These moments allow for a break in the actual visual action so the camera can cut. And speaking of cameras, a special one was made just for 1917.
And then we even had to invent a new camera body, a smaller camera body Ari invented for Roger that could go into foxholes and dugouts and down trenches because, spaces are so tight and compressed.
2 of the biggest issues they ran into while filming were lighting and weather. Since 1917 was filmed using such long and complicated takes, and nearly all outdoors, there was nowhere they could hide lights, so they had to use natural lighting. That meant they could only film when the sun was covered by clouds, making an already challenging process that much more difficult and time-consuming. Though England has a reputation for being overcast, so it could have been worse.
Let's talk about this for a minute.
Why? In the end, and through all the difficulties, 1917 wowed critics, won 2 Golden Globes, and now has been nominated for a whopping 10 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Cinematography. A nom that could result in a second Golden Statue for Roger Deakins after his first win for Blade Runner 2049 in 2018.
I didn't figure you as one for bullshit.
If you're in the mood for some more long take or one-shot movies, here are a few recommendations for you. The German crime film Victoria, which was captured in one take and happens in real time. 4-time Oscar winner Birdman, directed by Alejandro Iñárritu, was shot to feel like one long take to mimic the claustrophobic behind-the-scenes feeling of a Broadway play. And if you're in the mood for something a little bit more classic, look no further than Orson Welles' Touch of Evil, which has a dynamite opening tracking shot.
What makes you so very sure it was dynamite?
For more behind-the-scenes movie magic, stay glued to imdb.com/imdbrief.